All right, everybody. Hey there. We are back again doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles, and we are in a campground on the side of a road. It's noisy. There's some construction going on in the background, but I'm going to focus on the beautiful sound of the birds chirping in the trees behind me, and hopefully that can be what you focus on too. And let all those other sounds just fade away, float away, and be gone while we do this lesson together. So here we are, lesson 343, coming at you from Broussard, Louisiana. I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. So this is another one for all the martyrs out there. You are not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. Okay, here's our prayer. The end of suffering cannot be loss. The gift of everything can but be gain. You only give. You never take away. And you created me to be like you, so sacrifice becomes impossible for me as well as you. For me as well as you. I too must give. And so all things are given unto me forever and ever. As I was created, I remain. Your son can make no sacrifice, for he must be complete, having the function of completing you. I am complete because I am your son. I cannot lose, for I can only give, and everything is mine eternally. The mercy and the peace of God are free. Salvation has no cost. It is a gift that must be freely given and received. And it is this that we would learn today. Salvation has no cost. We don't have to sacrifice anything. It is a gift that must be freely given and received. This to me is all in the heart space. It's all having compassion for yourself. And I'm completely teasing about being a martyr. I have oftentimes thought about something related to sacrifice. I'm supposed to suffer in order to get to this place and yada, yada, yada. I had a lot of my own chains on. And these lessons are helping me with compassion for myself and my deep desire to transmit this out through YouTube to whoever gets it, because we don't need to suffer. We don't need to live by these rules that we put on ourselves in order to earn something, as if there's some checker in the sky that's like, well, you didn't cry enough tears in 2022. Okay, let's see what a year of forgiveness has to say about lesson 343. I am not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. I mean, just saying that today several times it's going to trickle in. It's going to get in there. Your ego is going to be like, whoa, yes, you do. But that's okay. Because I think what we're doing with our ego is learning how to appreciate one another. We're living in bodies currently. The ego serves a purpose in this physical structure. Beyond that, we don't need the commentary. So I think what we're learning to do with the ego is, express gratitude for the job that it has done, and let it know that when it comes to matters of the mind and the heart, I don't need your input. Thank you. Okay. I'm not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one you know as Jesus. This is one of the great fears of the ego, that salvation will cost you everything. In fact, the opposite is true. Of course, this is par for the course with the ego, because projection is denying the truth and laying it on someone else. So the ego says to you, God is going to ask you to sacrifice. God is going to take everything away from you to give you salvation. The ego mind is actually doing that. It takes everything away from you and tells you that it will give you salvation. See? It's not very friendly. We need to become friends with this thing. The ego is being consistent here. It consistently projects onto God what it is doing. It blames God for what it is doing. This is the great reversal you all must make in your minds. The fear you have of God is the fear of your own ego mind and what it is doing to you. Because our higher self is always aware. It's like we do have this wise aspect of ourselves that's always seeing everything happening and experiencing both sides all the time. So yeah, there is a point where you feel a little insane because you're like, I know what's going on, but I can't pull myself out of it. I get sucked back in every time. When you look back on the suffering, pain, fear, and confusion you have experienced, the ego tells you that things will get worse if you turn to God and to love. It tells you that you will be taken advantage of. It tells you that you will lose everything you have. The opposite is true. If you stay with the ego mind, you will lose everything you have, including your health, your loved ones, and your money, everything in death. Love connects you to that all-encompassing benevolent force that is the source of all power, strength, joy, and creativity. And that is where you come from. That is your home. Salvation, in A Course in Miracles terms, is you returning home to all that is, all that you are, realizing that you have been given everything you need and that it is still contained within you, but you must look within. You cannot keep looking to the world for salvation when your salvation lies within the self-realization of all the gifts you have inside you. Your love, creativity, inspiration, excitement, and eager anticipation. All these things belong to you. They are yours, merely hidden by the lies of the ego and the projection that it gets you to engage in, which means you are seeking outside of yourself for that which you already possess. One of the ideas of giving, as it is related to you in A Course in Miracles, is that when you give what you have, we're not just speaking about money, but also your gifts, love, self-expression, and creativity. When you allow that to flow from within you, you realize for the first time that you have it. I am that one you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you tomorrow. I'm not asked to make a sacrifice to find the mercy and the peace of God. Yeah, this is getting good. It's getting good. Okay, these lessons are really showing us things and reminding us of things, taking us back into things. And yeah, I think what's coming through for me today is like there's a lot of focus on the ego. If we go along with the ego's thought system, it's going to lead us kind of down a tougher path. So maybe something to do in your forgiveness practice is to address the ego directly and say thank you. Thank you for doing what you've done. Thank you for, using your frequency and vibration to try to protect me or guide me. But in the case of anything outside of my physical body, and even that, I still have full autonomy and, right of decision all the time. But anything outside of my safety, life or death situations, I'm just not that interested in what you have to say. I thank you for being there, but just make it clear and come from a place of power. When you say this, really believe it. You know what you need. You know what is good for you, what is best for you, and you're always getting guidance from your higher self and your guides and teachers. God, it's flowing through you all the time. So let the ego know. No thank you for that kind of advice and rhetoric. And otherwise, let's have a fun time together in this body. Let's have fun in this body. Let's not make everything scary and so limited and closed off. Like, let's actually have fun. I think it could make a difference for you. Thanks for being here. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.